What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing, getting ready here for our Monday of Christmas week session. This is going to be a special one. This is going to be classic Conquering the Markets right over here. Everyone that's here right now, I'm so glad for this. We're all going to walk away feeling good about what we do and what we do together. So looking forward to this session a lot. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. It's a Monday morning. A lot happened over the weekend. There's a lot to talk about. Let's put everything into perspective and make sure that we stay on the right side. By the way, thank you so much for this. This is very kind and generous. What a way to kick off the session. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for supporting the work over here. Speaking of which, for whatever reason, we've received our first community strike. Friday's video was taken down. Not sure why. Of course, we're appealing it any which way. So I think what I'm going to be doing this week is just finding an alternative solution in case we are, for whatever reason, censored, that we still get to do what we do together all the time, whether that looks like some type of mailing list. Anyway, I'll find a way. I will always find a way, and traders need to adapt. That's the way it is. All right. So what else are we going to talk about? I don't know who was the culprit. I don't know how that happened or why it happened or whatever the case may be. We're going to find a way to make sure that we get to do our thing and do it while we do it, right? So, listen, we're going to start off with me just framing what I think is going on over here. And then there's a lot to discuss. So we're just going to get into it. Twitch is an option. Listen, it could have been Gabriel, it absolutely could have been the Steve Jobs clip that I played. I don't have it to pull up for you right now, but the community guidelines said for spam, deceptive practices, or scams. I think the Steve Jobs clip, which Greg rightfully so says is probably that, would have been a copyright strike. So I'm not sure. Either which way, Binance not trading right now. I didn't know about that. Binance is down. That's weird. Yep. Rumble or BitChute is, yeah. Right? So that will be another time. We're going to really focus in on the markets maybe after. Thank you, everybody. 100%. Thank you for everyone for letting me know. We will make sure that we will, you know what? We're survivors. That's for sure. Listen, this all started this is what Jordan is seeing and thinking. All right. Add to the conversation. If you could add to the conversation, Vimo, what I saw happening over here, we were getting reports that Janet Yellen is going to support a strong dollar, right? And we saw the dollar bid last night. Now, when I read that headline or those headlines, the first thing in my mind is, what is this, some double speak over here? Janet Yellen, who's a big proponent of the Federal Reserve stepping in and buying stocks directly, right? Janet Yellen, who has, since been seated or is soon to be seated as the U.S. Treasury Secretary, an insider of the Fed, to bring this type of working relationship where the Fed and the government are basically one. She's supporting a strong dollar. That's like some double speak right there, no? Like, oh, but we're gonna devalue the dollar, but as long as we say that we support a strong dollar, it's all good. It's out of our control, right? And then we saw what happened is this new strain in the UK is very worrisome. UK going into the lockdown. They say it's 70% more contagious. That's a big deal if that's the case. Obviously, who do you believe these days? I don't believe anybody. They say that the new strain is 70% more contagious. You have lots of countries shutting off flights to the UK. I know Canada was one of them. I don't believe the US is doing that. Nevertheless, right? Let's prayers to everyone over in London, especially right now as we enter this Christmas holiday. Families are separated. People are lonely. People are suffering. Lots of prayers over there. That put a lot of pressure on the markets. Why? Because right now, I'm not even getting into the stimulus yet, and I need to paint the picture before we get in the charts. Right now we have I lost it. Anyway, before I get into talking about the stimulus, everything that was shaping up, like, we're having the vaccines released. Everyone was looking forward to 2021. Moving on, within 6 months or so, kind of like working away towards returning to some semblance of normal. And all of a sudden now we're talking about a possible new strain. That kind of makes the vaccines ineffective, don't you think? If we have mutating strains, it's the markets are worried, rightfully so. You saw that bid to the dollar extended, rightfully so. Everything here makes sense, right? We have, it looks like the stimulus, we reached an agreement in the stimulus. And what is the market doing with that right now, right? The market's more concerned, I think, where the market should be concerned about right now with this new strain, with the further lockdowns. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's get our edge and see what's going on right now. We're going to start here with the DXY, right? This is what I want to start with is you can see that we peaked right into that line of resistance. Now, if you pull up Brad's DXY deeper perspective chart over here, right? We have this outside over here, this outside trend line over here. That's the one, a break above 92.50, where we have to say we've broken out of this trend line, and it looks like that we are now looking at some type of reversal. And how far that goes, we have the first bit of strong resistance at 94.70. We don't know. We have to stay tracking it. Now, that's all the way up here, 92.50, right? I'll just hold on one second. It is Monday. Thanks for bearing. 92.50, right? So 92.50 on my chart is right over there. All right, I have the resistance down at 92.22. I'm keeping mine where it is because that's how I do my work, right? But I'm aware of Brad's level because of that trend line. It's all important, right? So we didn't even make it past the first lower trend line bound over here. Still, that means that we are very bearish on the dollar. The price action itself, all we did though was come into that first area of resistance and get rejected into this line over here, which could hold as support, right? This would be big time no man's land in between these two areas. By the way, this is Monday of a holiday week. Everyone knows, and if you don't know, pay attention really quick. There is no trading on FX right now for these next 2 weeks. We'll resume trading on FX somewhere around, let me pull up a calendar and I'll tell you exactly. I'm going to say January the 5th, right? And it is January the 5th. This important session right over here on Monday the 4th. And why I say important, because that's the session where we get back into it, right? That's where we do all the work. That's where we find the flow. We get that feel for the market. This is the first live trading session on FX for the 2021 year. These next 2 weeks, this will be the last live stream. We are traveling tomorrow. This will be the last live stream that we're going to be looking at. However, I will be updating not at regular intervals, but I will be updating you throughout the holidays, and maybe some of them will be like, maybe there'll be a 3-minute video on gold, maybe I'll put out a 3-minute video on Bitcoin, whatever the case may be. I will be in constant contact, no question about that. All right, so let's keep going on over there. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you for all of the support. Thank you for being here this Monday morning. Let's do what we do. Let's get into the charts because there's so much to talk about. All right, let's going to start over here though. We're going to start with what? We have the DXY. Let's look at the indexes, right? A lot of damage done, but mostly stops taken out, right? And rightfully so. If you were in this trade, there's no question about it. You did the right thing getting out of this trade now, right? However, right, where we are and where we stand right now is completely back into this consolidation area, right? Neutral. This is where we are right now. We're holding this area. A breakdown below, right? And that means close below this area of support. That opens up a deeper retrace down towards 35.46. By the way, Tesla is now been added to the S&P 500. From what I understand, every $11 move in Tesla equates for a percentage move on the S&P 500 now. All right, so that's a big deal. Tesla's pretty volatile. That could work both to the upside and also to the downside, right? The market's open in about 16 minutes. We'll take a look at that point where we see everything opening up. But right now, I just want to state that we took out a lot of stops over here and are now back above this area of support. It's an important close today. That's why we'll be doing an updated video this afternoon. Strawberry jam. Heard it's your last live station. Yeah, this is the last live session just until January the 4th, right? But we'll be in touch. There's no question about it. We'll be in touch regularly for sure. All right. Is this the milkshake? I think anyone that is looking at a dollar milkshake appearing here is just getting ahead of themselves, right? What just happened to all my lines? Wow. Everything just disappeared. I don't know. I guess we're starting fresh, but everything just disappeared over here. All right. Across the board. Wow. All right. We're going blind. You know what? Guess what I just said earlier to you? A trader has to adapt. So we just lost all of our lines across the board. So what? The I button? Am I hiding something? I don't see it. Does anyone see it? Nope. We don't have, all our lines just disappeared. You guys are saying the I button. The I button is only one I see is over here, right? Oh, I got it. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone. But you see how quick I was just willing to adapt? All right, let's get going over here, everyone. That's S&P. That's the S&P. Let's look at the Nasdaq now. All right, that's Nasdaq over here. We took out this little bit of a trend line, and boom, but we're holding that support. That's what's important over there, right? So you all could see, like, we have this giant tug of war coming on right now. By the way, just like, boom, big bazooka attack, and the markets, why they are off, and if you look to the right and you see the Nasdaq off a percentage. The Russell was off 3%, is off 2% now. Everything red and getting hurt. It's really not that bad technically at all. At all. All we're doing is coming in for a retest of some nice levels over here. So what I'm saying is there's no worrisome signs that I see. Is that like, let's see what's going on. Alert, yeah. But this is not, I'm going to sell, right? Like, listen, no, stay away from the markets these next 2 weeks. All right. When I'm talking about, buying, selling right now, I'm looking at the charts, giving everyone that front row seat of what's going on. But listen, there's no reason to be selling right now, right? We have not taken out any important technical levels on the S&P and or on the Nasdaq. Let's check out the Dow. Same thing. We're back above. Remember that support level? I said this is the important line to focus on. Right now, we're above it. Close below it, yes, then we could be looking forward. And so by the way, if you're fighting the current, if you're fighting the momentum, if you're that person that's always looking for the markets to crash, by the way, the markets rarely crashed. Remember what happened back in February and into March? The markets were crashing. You remember what that looked like? That's not happening right now. Stop looking for the markets to crash, right? So just flip the whole script on your whole mind and just understand that more often than not, we're looking at markets going up. Save yourself a whole bunch of money. Come on. So anyway, there's no reason to be looking for any further. We need the close below important levels here to look for further downside pressure. It does seem right now that maybe this was just an overreaction. You all remember the last time I said there was a market overreaction? That was this morning right over here. S&P broke out of the triangle, was up 4%. I was like, that's an overreaction. Yeah, Jordan, what are you talking about? The market's over. Boom, next session all the way down. Just chill out. All right, take a step back. Let's take a look at the Russell. Again, we took out, remember we were watching that trend line? Below it, we said, watch out. We came right into the support. Markets coming back up. I wouldn't say the markets are bullish here. I wouldn't say they're bearish here. I would say they're fighting a tug of war over here. It's a tug of war over here. All right. Dan, thank you for being the most enjoyable, reasonable, rational part of 2020. Dan and everyone, thank you for sharing in this community, making this community absolutely astonishing. It's what's happening here is absolutely very special. 2021, I believe, is going to eclipse 2020. What happened over here? It's really something special is happening here, and thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being a part of it. All right, let's keep going over here. By the way, we have oil off pretty far. Do you all remember on the Friday session when we were coming up close to this 49.56, my target on there? My target since breaking out over here. And I was like, you know what? I would just take the profits over here. You don't get cute when you're that close. It doesn't matter. I would just take the profit over here. Now that we've come off here 4% today, coming into an area of support, follow my mouse, right? You all see that? Is this more healthy? Healthier? Yeah. Everything is healthier. The price action today and on Bitcoin across the board is all super healthy, because what was happening was not. What was happening was not. We were seeing just like, boom, we were seeing this explosion to the upside across the board. I love today's price action. It resets everything, right? That's right. No question about that, Kips. Kips has been all over that. Kips is consistent. No question about that. Dollar bid today, oil off. I personally think that oil, right? And I don't think that we stop at 49.50. I think oil's going much higher. I think that oil is more of a QE story. That's all related to the dollar as well. But all this money needs to go somewhere. Where is it going? Kips is the first one to tell us. Kips is the first one to tell all of us about the commodity turn. Kips is the first one to tell all of us about the commodities run. And commodities are about to break out into an enormous bull market over here. No question about that. You know what? That money's got to go somewhere. So anyway, let's take a look at gold over here. Everyone knows that I was focusing right here on my 1914, right? My gold line, 1914, get above 1914. Gold is breaking out. We're looking at testing, in Jordan's opinion, all-time highs once again, right? What happened? We've been rejected from everything happening this morning. Is gold now all of a sudden bearish? No. Has anything changed? No. Look at there. Has anything changed? No. What's going on? You still got to wait. You got to wait for the breakout of the bull flag over here, right? 1914 sets off the trigger. Don't ever get in ahead of time, right? What about on silver? All right. Silver, interesting, right? You all know that I was looking at, I thought it was 26.30. Why do I see a line over here at 26? Oh, it is 26. Sorry. All right. You all know I've been waiting for 26, right? Everyone saw this giant breakout, and probably most people are like, oh man, I missed it, right? Ah man, I missed it. Right now we're getting a retest, right? Into the line. Great. By the way, notice this trend line over here. It's all holding over here. Everything looks so good. A resumption off here. That's the signal you're looking for on silver. This is a breakout, retest. Yeah, this was pressure because we're seeing that huge bid in the dollar, because we're seeing what? We're seeing that move into Kips dollars, right? Because of the lockdown, because of the mutated virus. But now all of a sudden the market like has a second to get its equilibrium. There was an overreaction. Everyone's scared on the weekend. Headlines. Fear. And now everyone is like, all right, wait, what's going to be the response? All right, Washington, what are they doing? We got another $900 billion stimulus package coming. All right. What's the Fed going to do? What's their answer going to be? Print. The print is going to go brrr. What's going to happen to assets? Oh, yeah. Watch the technicals. Watch the technicals over there, right? What else is going on over here? Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Before we get into Bitcoin, this was brought up over here, right? If you go to Twitter and you search not so fast, there's this thread about the Ledger hack, right? I don't know if it was a hack or a leak. Trusted third parties, careful. This was a leak on Ledger's end over here, right? This is just why they're storing users' addresses and emails. I have absolutely no idea, but they're doing it. If this stuff was leaked, go to this thread. It's very important. It tells you if you own a Ledger, what you can do to search your name to see if you were compromised, part of that leak. And then it tells you steps you could take to protect yourself as far as changing your old number, email. Listen, you got to take responsibility. You got to be on top of it. It's not so fast. I'll include the link right here into the thing. Boom. All right. There we go. So no, if Binance is down, that's the second report I heard of Binance being down. Look, rest assured, all of the engineers, all of the devs are on it. Just be a little patient. It's going to come back up, right? Binance is obviously, they've shown us and proven to us that they're on top of their game. Binance is down right now. Be a little patient. Rest assured, the engineers are working on it. I would not be worried at all. All right. No, I've never read the Naked Forex book. This is the dollar over here. That I had this as a reminder only to talk about Yellen, but we covered that. Let's get into the technicals on Bitcoin. By the way, the price action we were looking at was a little what? Scary. Did anyone see that tweet by Elon Musk? And then you have Michael Saylor responding. Well, you should take $100 billion of of the dollars held on Tesla's balance sheet and turn it onto Bitcoin, and then give your shareholders a $1 trillion gift. And Elon was like, are those type of transactions even possible? And Saylor was like, yeah, over the last few months, I've bought $1.3 billion of Bitcoin, and from one rocket scientist to another. 2020, beautiful, you know. So over here, we're on Bitcoin, right? And this was, nice to see this pullback, right? By the way, if we get a pullback all the way here, this is about 15% into that 19,560, this area over here of the resistance that took a while to break out, about 30 days. And then that would be super healthy. Of course, if we only come down and test this bit of did you guys notice how well these magic trend lines have been working? If we only get the pullback into that area of support and resume off of it, that's fine. But just like the equity markets right now, just the same as the equity markets right now, all that's happening over here, no support levels were taken out. We're consolidating. That's all fine. If we take it, this is the level I'm watching. Close below this level, and then I'm looking for a pullback to over into this area, right? That's the only thing to say and watch. Was this a dip for buying on Bitcoin? Not for me, right? What was that? A 5% pull? Isn't a big pullback? That's a 9% pullback. That's nice. That's a little bit more. That's a 10% pullback. That's a 10% pullback on Bitcoin. Nevertheless, right? I'm not stepping in here to buy or add or anything like that, right? But that's a decent pullback. I like that. I like that a lot. Ethereum, someone was saying, all right, this is my opportunity to get into Ethereum, right? Look at this trend line over here. First of all, we're still holding it above it. We're trading right now below the 621 support. That's not the best technically, but still technically looks perfectly in shape. By the way, do you see this little line over here? Do you see that? This could we now be looking at a possible bull flag? Right? Let me take the top end of the resistance over there. It's the same. I'm not even going to change the angle. It looks like possibly you could be setting up for a bull flag, right? Anyone who gets a resumption out of here and is interested in buying Ethereum, it looks like a golden spot to do it, in my opinion, right? Could you be trading cryptos right now? Yep. When I said there's no trading, it's on FX these next 2 weeks. That is for sure. That's a hard and fast rule, just as the last 2 weeks in August. There's simply no trading, right? If you get a pullback in crypto, you're looking for either an Ethereum, you're looking for any altcoin. Is alt season not happening? I don't think so. But anyway, Ethereum, Bitcoin, let's check it out over here. So this looks a little worrisome over here on Ethereum, Bitcoin, taking out an important area over here, that trend line over there. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason. Right? So look at this trend line over here. The work I have over here, we're now trading above it. This is very worrisome, right? Definitely right now, it's sidelines on Ethereum, Bitcoin. You got to take your losses. I don't know where your stop losses, whether they're up here. If you were waiting for a resumption off of this support line over here, obviously you didn't get an entry. But if you're in this trade right now, technically this looks very poor. This looks bad. You have to get back above this trend line over here before looking to take a poke at that on the long side, right? Yep, I just mentioned it. Vassal, you just joined us. I just mentioned it about 2 or 3 minutes ago. Litecoin has been leading to the upside, right? That's what you see in the bull markets. Litecoin leading, now pull back on Litecoin. Everything looks super healthy. Everything looks super healthy. We have the equity markets opening in 1 minute. Let's be prepared to see whether or not, after this little bit of a retrace, to see where New York takes it. They could take it either way, right? They could take it either way. We continue to consolidate until we continue to see where it's time to go up. Watch for a close below important support levels. Watch for a close below important support levels, right? So what else are we looking at? Bitcoin Cash. I mean, is that it? Anyway, brother? Yeah, that's a healthy pullback. Let's see what's going on with Chainlink, just so everyone has a little bit of awareness right now, especially those looking for opportunity in alts, right? Just let me step back over here. Um, I don't see an edge whatsoever in Chainlink. I don't see an edge. I don't see anything I don't see anything. We're just kind of in no man's land, in my opinion, right? We're just in no. I don't see the edge. If anyone sees it, I don't know. I don't see it. Um, what else are we looking at over here? What's going on with the industrial metals holding up pretty well from what I see over here? Let's start with nickel. All right, copper's down a lot. No, it's not copper. I'm sorry. That's platinum. Let's start over here. Nickel, right? Looking to hold this area of support. Hold this area of support. That's all good, right? If we close below over here, we took out some stops over there, by the way. Your stop, if you were in this trade, should have got taken out. Let me come over to the 3-day just to give you that bigger perspective. Where does this get worrisome? Where are we looking for a bigger pullback over here? It's hard for me to see it. It's hard for me to see it. I would stay neutral over here, if taking your stop out over here, and just be patient and wait. Just be patient and wait here. Look for the market to resume off. That's one of the edges you have to go for right now, right? Looking for that market to resume up to show you when it's time to get back in. But over here, it still looks good and healthy, right? What about copper? Was this an opportunity over here, a 2% pullback? You could see it coming into this trend line over here. Copper could be quite explosive next year. Copper could be quite explosive next year. The energy grid, right? If you're looking at the energy grid, why the energy grid, right? How are you going to support? We're looking at this huge initiative into the green energy, into electric vehicles, without upgrading the grid. Copper, how is it going to be possible? Copper looks very good right over there. Pulled back into that area of support. A resumption off there. That's a good entry in my opinion. Is there really alt season? Has it been started or not? Well, in my opinion, alt season is definitely started. No question about that. Looking back, right? When you're looking back, whether it's 3, 6, 9 months from now, for sure, it's going to be clear that right now we're in the midst of alt season, in my opinion. Now, Bitcoin's making new all-time highs. Why are alts not? Bitcoin making new all-time highs now attracts a lot of people into it. Is things different? Has the whole speculation changed? Do people finally realize that there's not going to be what's the new Bitcoin? That was 2017. Which one's going to be the new Bitcoin? I don't think people are even thinking about that, but I do think that speculation is the same game that's been around for hundreds and thousands of years. I don't think human nature has changed. I think people are going to be looking to speculate on some low cost alts, right? Seeing what they could do. But Bitcoin is also Dogecoin is a decentralized crypto, right? Litecoin, a lot of Bitcoiners hate on Litecoin, but at the end of the day, is there a value on any decentralized crypto? I don't know. Not for me. You all know that I'm about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the trade. I don't have really time or resources to waste towards, altcoins. But you also know at the same time, I'm highly supportive of crypto. Could Ethereum, could all of Ethereum's goals come to fruition? For sure. They're working on it. You got a lot of bright minds really working on it. I'm rooting for all of crypto. There's no question about that. And I believe it's the future. So anyway, what else are we looking at today? Market's open now for 4 minutes. What is Tesla doing? I'm curious. Down, dragging on the S&P 500 over here, right? But look at Tesla. Why do I have that 669? Oh my goodness. Why do I have that line over there? Does anyone know? Could someone tell me? Is that where I guess it went higher? That was the line I put there that I said that around the time it's added to the S&P 500, that could be the interim top. Now, listen, this time is different. It's never different. This time could be different. Why could this time be different? Obviously, you all know the one signal I'm paying attention to is the enormous amount of liquidity being added to the market in 2021. $315 billion in QE from the G10 monthly. It's enormous. Is it possible that Tesla keeps doing its thing? Of course it is. No question about that. If you're Kaya and everyone else, by the way, if you're managing any open trades, do not exit them. Manage them. If you're no, this is for taking new trades. This is simply for taking any new entries, right? Hard and fast, strict rule, do not these next 2 weeks. If you are looking to manage any trades, of course, if you have open trades, keep them going. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I don't really care. Yeah, overtrading is one of the biggest errors anyone can make. If you're overtrading, a couple of things. First of all, move to a higher time frame. Second of all, you have to limit the number of trades you take. Overtrading is a big deal. All right, I was just looking at what numbers we're throwing up there. Careful with the numbers we post, right? What else are we looking at? What's the dollar doing? Dollar's retracing everything. Let's look at the euro US dollar. Boom, right into the support, right? But the markets right now, look, I think the healthiest thing that could happen across the board right now would be consolidation everywhere. That would be the healthiest thing that could happen right now. Do I think that like we had this big move off and then all of a sudden are going to bounce and like keep going to new highs across the board? I don't think so. Do you? You know, the hell, maybe, but maybe we do have the whole stimulus thing to ride. But I'm kind of happy right now that it's Christmas week, and I'm kind of happy that I'm forced to be in a position of observation. Because right now the markets are squirrely. I think that's the best adjective we could describe the markets right now. They're very squirrely, right? By the way, the only thing that I would be watching for an entry outside of crypto is on silver. If silver gives an entry signal over here, that's the one thing that I would be looking to enter, right? So, FYI. First time big, yeah. A lot of people love altcoins, Gary. A lot of people love them. What else are we looking at over here? I want to catch up with a couple of comments. We're going to open it up right now, see what you guys want to do on this Monday session over here. So I'm going to be focusing on the comments. I have a clear look across the markets over here. I know where my bearings are. I have that situational awareness. I'm good. Let's see what we could talk. Let's see what we got over there. You can't send off PayPal right now, but I think that's going to change. I think it's going to be like eToro, where at first you couldn't send it off, and then eventually you could. But right now you cannot. Any Bitcoin you buy on PayPal is on PayPal. What about alts? If I had to pick one outside of Bitcoin, listen, if I had to pick one alt outside of Bitcoin, I think it would be Ethereum. And then after that, it would probably be Monero, if that's what I was doing. You know, Monero has a great use case. How long that will last, I don't know. And Ethereum, this got the first mover advantage on protocols. And there's an enormous amount of talent. There's an enormous amount being built on top of the chain. I would go with Ethereum. Yeah, volume's low because any professional traders aren't trading. So that's not when you want to be involved in the markets. And for a long time, I was very stubborn. And when I say a long time, I'm talking over a decade. I was very stubborn. I always thought that I knew better and I could do better and that it didn't matter. It's not the case. You're just better off not trading. And also for a break away from the markets is also healthy. It's also super healthy. It's super, super healthy to get just like that break, that freshness, and come back stronger. You know, you're able to focus more. You have that longing for the markets and that passion you love, right? It's taking a step away during this time of year for the body, for the psyche. Everything about it is super healthy. And that's not to say that you should be disconnected from the markets. I won't be. I'm always tracking the markets, right? At the same time, just not being there trading, super, super healthy. Do it, you know? Would you change from Coinbase to another exchange? Coinbase is the one exchange that I would not use. Now, would you delete your account? I don't know if you have to go that far, right? Yeah, what maybe you could use it as an off ramp if you needed, but just out of principle, I don't like Coinbase. Coinbase is going public, by the way, right? 2021, right? Is that a good investment? Is that something? Do you think it's as a good investment as Bitcoin? I don't think so. But look, there's plenty of exchanges, and everyone right now, by the way, before we get to the top of the bull market, before you need it, you should be onboarding yourself to multiple exchanges. You should have multiple options, okay? For sure. What else are we looking at over there? TRX? I don't know. What's the entry on silver? Right? 26 is the level, right? You had the breakout. Let me come to the 8-hour time frame. 26 was the level. It was a hard and fast breakout. People over here are probably FOMOing, but we had the pullback, right? You can see all of this wick down over here, but it's where the close matters, right? It's where the close matters. Not only did we close above this trend line resistance support, but we closed above the 26 whole number, right? So you're looking for a resumption off of there, a higher high. That's my entry on silver. Are people buying right here, right now? That's not how I trade, right? And by the way, the markets are squirrely right now. I believe we're seeing a war between the bulls and the bears, and I don't know who's going to win. We could be trading and take out this low by the end of New York session. That would not be abnormal, right? So just don't assume we're in the dead center. When I said this is a tug of war, I mean we're in the dead center. That's an absolute tug of war happening right now. Where's the edge? The only edge I see is that we're trading above 26. That was the line that we're looking here for an entry on silver. You got to wait for that higher high as the first indication that price is resuming. Give it time right now. Give it time. The market's got a lot to figure out this morning, and that's what the markets are doing. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out. Hockey. Beautiful. My favorite sport. Ice hockey. That's awesome. Big shout out over there. What else we going? Good morning. Just logged in. I have a log of Litecoin. Listen, if anyone's invested into anything, first of all, like you can't ask anyone what you should do. You could say, how does Litecoin look? And take a look at Litecoin. But listen, you can't rely on other people's opinions for investments that you make. You will never be successful, right? If you got yourself into Litecoin and Litecoin's been pumping all season just starting, wow, I don't know. Would I give up on my Litecoin if that's? But why are you in Litecoin and not Bitcoin? You think Litecoin? I don't know. What else are we looking at? So, William, there's a follow. You could just Google or go to, not Google. You could search or go to Twitter and look Jeff Booth. Follow Jeff Booth. He wrote a book on it. I would consider him the person to first begin researching and learning from if you're interested in understanding why tech is deflationary. And that's where you want to go. Cardano. I want to look first the dollar. So this is what I see when I first look at this chart, right? Everyone sees that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful breakout, retest, resumption, coming back up into that level, holding as support. All right, let me clean that up really quick for you. So you want to have this line of support down over here, right? Holding that support is super healthy, right? You got to wait for that resumption off, or the easier or better, run a trend line down over there, wait for the breakout above that trend line for a resumption here of that market. That's the one that I would be going with. And Cardano's also another one. Brandon, if you go to Brandon's channel over there, Crypto and Tech, A lot of work on Cardano, a lot of insight. He's a big believer in it. A lot of people, there's big network effects when it comes to Cardano. There's no such thing as deflation. Oh, yeah. So what I mean, CG, like when you talk about why is tech deflationary, what's deflationary, right? Is a loss of jobs deflationary? What does technology do? Does technology cost a loss of jobs as things are automated? Yep. Is technology deflationary? So I think tech is uber deflationary, right? But they're talking about over the next 10 years a loss of 65 million jobs due to technology. That's pretty deflationary in my mind. Yeah, I agree. I think 2021 will be the year of silver, Bitcoin aside. Let's look at Litecoin. A lot of people are focused in on it. Okay, so this, by the way, Litecoin has been exploding to the upside. In my opinion, that's super bullish when it comes to altcoins. I think Elon tweeted out that Dogecoin was like a sign that the markets are pumping. I don't think so. I think it's Litecoin, and Litecoin is leading the way. That's all super healthy over here. Was not healthy price action in my mind, right? What was not healthy price action? This that we're not coming towards the end of a bull market here where we have the capitulation phase. We're just getting started over here, and all of you seen over here this pullback. That's awesome, super healthy. Again, you could do what I think the best thing to do is we just saw it on Cardano. You could see it also here on Litecoin. Wait for the break. Look over, and by the way, we all know that crypto, by the way, often doesn't come in for that retest. Right? Often. Look over here as an example. The break of the trend line, boom. The break of the trend line, boom. Right? Just be aware it's it's nuanced differently. But this trend line here will keep you out of trouble. You got to break a back of it, above it, for the momentum to be continuing in. Yeah. Ethereum, Monero, Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink also. Chainlink has kind of in the near term, it's lagging a little bit, and that's actually a good sign to be accumulating, I think. If anyone here doesn't think Chainlink is going to make new all-time highs in 2021, I would like to know about that. I think it's going to. So, I mean, this is a fair question, Bob, about the January 6th runoffs. Everyone knows that over here, when the Supreme Court was getting ready to hear the Texas case, I was like, that's a risk. Be careful. They decided not to hear it. I was like, that risk's removed. I don't think January 6th is a risk event. It could be, though. I don't think it is. It could be, and be aware of that, right? So when we do our first live stream, it's on the 4th, right? When we do we'll be looking at what's going on. There are wild cards when it comes to the election still. I'm sorry. What's going on? That's December 2021. Sorry about that. 1 second over here, please. January the 4th, right? The 6th. Is it a possible risk event? Outside, we'll see what happens. We'll be focusing on that over here. Okay? And there's it's not just the January 6th. All of that is something you should be aware of, but at this point in time, for me, it's an outside risk. What about treasuries? I mean, I don't think treasuries are the play. I think treasuries are going to be kind of like treading water for a long time. Treasuries are not interesting whatsoever. Commodities are interesting, right? Commodities are super interesting. If you can't see the inflation, I don't know what to tell you. That's all I could say, right? It's not like, are we going to inflate? Like, if you can't see the inflation, I don't know what to tell you. But treasuries are not exciting, in my opinion, or even a little, right? Some people get stuck in a trade and then they can't. You got to be flexible. So what else are we looking at? It could be aware of it, but I don't know. Stimulus. Yeah, we're looking at that $900 billion package that was passed. I don't think it's the last one, right? But it's a big deal what happens on with the Georgia runoff. Ethereum has no fundamental value over. Yeah, so Ethereum could be centralized and still have value. I mean, Facebook is centralized. Facebook has value, right? By the way, anyone on Instagram, you know, I mean, I'm not, but anyone that's on Instagram, or if your wife's on Instagram, be aware of their new policy change. Is anyone aware of what's going on? Instagram just on the 20th updated all their policies where basically they're spying on you, like straight up spying on you. All the pictures you take, they're making sure that you're wearing your mask, that you're social distancing, they're reporting you. Like, do some research if you use Instagram. Yeah, no, I'll still be in contact. Wow. Let's take a look at what's going on over there. Look at that. That's insane. That's insane. But Bitwise, anyone first of all, this is when we brought it to everyone's attention. This is on the launch. This is when it was brought out to everyone's attention. I think this is like you're holding, right? You're holding till we exit Bitcoin, no matter what altcoin you're trading, especially in an index or something like that. The whole purpose is to ride the bull market, right? But that's crazy skates. Maybe. I don't know. What happens if it's cracked? Or all past transactions then on a public ledger? I have no idea. Digital money. I do know that the IRS paid two $600,000 bounties to try to crack it. They're trying to crack it. Just be careful about everything you do. What's going on with the pound this morning as we're seeing London falling over here. And look at that. Interesting that we came right back below that 13-year break over here, back below it, and are now what? In no man's land, as clear as day. Very much into no man's land. By the way, what's going on with Brexit, that could be a huge, what a moment to not be trading the markets right now. Why? The amount of risk right here is pretty high. What's going on? What's going to happen with Brexit into the end of the year? How could that affect the markets across the board? Be very careful. Yeah, there we go. Brexit. You know, it could happen. That's all that we could say is that it's possible it could happen. It's a huge risk event, right? If by the way, in that type of situation over the holidays, rest assured for 100%, I will be for sure communicating with everyone. Again, even if it's only a 3-minute video or a 2-minute video, that's what it will be. If something is worth speaking about and communicating with you, and if not, for sure it will be longer, right? We're just not doing our live streams, and I'm very firm in saying, listen, on FX, now's not the time. Okay, now's not the time. Fast forward to real time a little bit. Give me 1 second over here. By the way, just let me say, in case someone is getting out of here soon, thanks for making 2020 so special. I wish you and your family the greatest blessings this holiday season, right? Let's all be mindful that there are a lot of people suffering, a lot of people away from family, a lot of young kids are really lonely. This is, and just prayers for them. Just compassion. You don't know what someone else is going through. All right. Just let's everyone always just try to go out of our way to be more understanding of those around us. And at the same time, listen, I don't know or care what everyone's opinion is when it comes to, it seems that everyone's split across the board, right? If people are talking about something that you don't like, do not let that get you. That's freedom. Someone, no matter who you're with, especially family, no matter what they're talking about, no matter what their views are, just don't let it bother you. That's freedom, right? And I'll talk about, like, someone could be like, Bitcoin's a scam. So what? If they think Bitcoin's a scam, so what? That's obviously like keeping it light, People could be talking about, like, some people could think the election was stolen, right? So what? Don't let that bother you. That's freedom. Green third eye, right? This is what I was talking about. I bought the top of BW. That was like 6K on Friday. As an update for education, I'm 4K out of the money still, right? Yeah, that's a tough lesson. That's a tough lesson. All right, let me fast forward to real time just to see what else y'all are doing. Thank you. But like, it's not me. It's everyone here. It's everyone here, right? Like kindred spirits. Roman. Thanks, brother. Thank you for adding so much this year in 2020, Roman. And when I say Roman, I'm not like only singling out Roman because it's true. He has. All of your presence is so important, and I'm grateful for it. So, what else are we looking at over here? Oh yeah. Am I fully positioned into Bitcoin? There's no question about it. I'm fully positioned. So a lot of interesting stuff is developing on Bitcoin, right? By the way, and I have to say remotely surprised about what we're seeing over here about the recovery so quick on Bitcoin. I definitely expected a little further pressure. Here's the thing. I've when this changed my whole view on Bitcoin. Let me just talk about this with you. I hope it helps someone. Oh, I was looking for the pullback here. Remember over here, I kept saying, if you're looking for the pullback, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And then over here, I was like, all right, now I'm looking for the pullback. And the pullback came, but it was way less than I expected. It was half of what I expected. And once we recovered, I changed my whole opinion. And I said, you know what? I'm back fully invested, and I'm going to stay that way the duration of the bull market. Do I still expect we'll see volatility, that we could see a 30% pullback? Of course I do. I'm going to ride out that 30% pullback. I got a little bit more respect for those Bitcoin OGs, the whole hodl thing, right? Why I will never, anyway, I don't want to say never. It's the way you have to be fully positioned for the duration of the bull market. The risk remains on the upside. We are seeing enormous amount of movement, not just from institutions, from high net worth individuals, especially inside the US. Everyone gets it now. And there is a demand. A supply shortage is a real thing right now on Bitcoin, right? You just want to be fully invested. And then if you are positioned as such so that you could buy pullbacks when they happen, you got to do it, right? If we came back into this area, I will be looking to add. And also understanding that it's possible we get that 30% pullback, taking us somewhere around 16,800 now. Look at this area over here, by the way. Let's just make this highlight this area over here. This is the area that like that strong broken resistance held as support. That's now our 30% pullback into that area of support. This is our first one. These are two buy areas, in my opinion, right? Now, if you are quick enough and nimble enough to buy off that 10% pullback over here, I mean, get on you. What else could I say? So what else are we looking at over here? Thank you, Craig. Craig, what a beautiful comment. I'm glad I caught it, right? I'm glad I caught it. Yes and no. Let's keep it. Matt Odell, right? Stay humble, stack sats, stay humble. Like, listen, is it possible we see a liquidity crisis? Is it possible we're not seeing any signs of any liquidity crisis out there, dollar shortages or anything like that? But it could happen. And we just want to make sure that, like, our whole goal over here right now is to make sure that we're able to in this moment of time that is so special over here when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to the markets, right? Is that we use this bull run to make sure we walk out on the other side and meeting all our goals. So we're going to help each other do that. Been trading equities more, but your channel and heats have helped me enter and exit more confidently and clarity. Dean, 100%. A market's a market. There's so much to learn. Whatever we're looking at, and we're looking at technicals, right? What is happening on, it's every market's the same. You could show me any market in the world, not even tell me what the ticker is, and I could trade it because we're trading off support and resistance, price alone off support and resistance with the help of of trend lines and chart patterns, right? What else are we looking at? Is there any truth to NSA being the ones that actually created Bitcoin? No. I don't. No. No. Right? What else are we looking at? I recommend you check boiler bands. I don't consult boiler bands. I don't consult fib levels. I don't consult moving averages. I don't consult outside of my true trend any oscillators ever, you know? So if that's what you do, that's what you do. But, you know, what I do, it works. What I do works well. So, platinum. Let's check out what's going on over here. Look at this, by the way. Look at that pullback into that area of support over here. That's nice. A resumption off of over here. This is a gift, what we're seeing. I'm just not, I don't know if we've seen the extent of the selling. I'm so happy right now to be in a position of observation over this volatileness over here, right? And let's see what happens. But anyway, so one caveat. Right? FX, no question, you're on the sidelines. What about these commodities over here? They might be giving some really nice entries. You know, if you get your entry, I would say take it. Like I said on silver, right? Silver, if you get the entry signal over here, I like it here. Holding 26, resuming off of it after the breakout retest resumption. I like it. I like it. No, yes and no, Rob. Rob, it's a great question. Do I still think option 3 of trading the bull market is valid? Listen, just how I reassess things over here. When we had the 16%, the 16.5% pullback, 150% off of over here, and that's like the minimum. We probably, you know, you're looking at like 40,000. If we come into 40,000 without any type of pullback, do I think that you want to lean in towards option 3? You know, yeah, I would consider that. All right. Only if we came into 40,000 without a pullback, you know, in that area, and it could be higher because that would only be 150% move up, right? And they could be somewhere between 150 and 170. At that point, I would be looking, yes, I really would be looking at option 3 right there. But it's not in my mind. It's not my mindset. My mindset has actually become firmly strategy number 1, which is so funny because it's not what I expected. It's not. I'm the number 3 guy, right? And you know, strongly on number 2, and I'm not a number 1 guy. I'm not like the easiest strat, but yeah, now I am, and because it's the smartest thing to do. But at the same time, if we come up towards 40,000. Yeah, Rob, I'll be looking at that as a viable option. So Marcos, that's actually like taking some profit after 150% moves off the pullback low, and then looking to buy back lower. But that's a video to rewatch more than once. That video is absolutely beautiful, Marcos. It's on the Bitcoin playlist. It's had 3 strategies to trade the Bitcoin bull market phase. So Zen, I didn't want to tweet it, but I wanted to tweet it. You know, my desire is to be the best. My desire, my goal is to be the best. That is really my desire. I don't know if anyone shares that or not, but I want to be the greatest ever. I have not checked in. I have no idea. Thank you. That's beautiful, Zachary. What a beautiful. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you. That's beautiful, Zachary. And in 2021, we're going to make even better, right? 2020 was a special year. We had the crisis. It was my best year since 2008, right? Because there was just ridiculous amount of opportunity, and but don't be looking for that. That was abnormal. 2020 was abnormal, you know, and I'm not looking for that to repeat itself for quite a long time. Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. Absolutely beautiful Christmas. Just a heads up, I will be, without a question, updating everyone. We will have no further live streams up until January the 4th. Monday, January the 4th will be our next live stream together. It's uber important session here. Getting back into the flow, getting everything going over here as we get back into it for 2021, setting off on a good note. But if I again, I'm not going to update you just for the sake of updating you. And I know people appreciate those regular updates, but this is now, it's a holiday season, right? It's time for family, and it's also time to take a break from the markets. But anything that's important, I will be definitely communicating with you. I wish all of you a beautiful Christmas, a beautiful holiday, wherever you are, whatever you're doing with your family, right? I just really I just hope at this moment in time where the world is what it is and it's weighing on everyone, that we're all able to have just a moment of peace and there's always hope, right? I posted that on Twitter over the weekend. There's always hope, and we need to be looking at that hope. Giles, thank you so much for everything you've given this year. Definitely so grateful for you. Thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful Christmas. May God bless you too. May God bless you all. Yeah, the link mentioned in Ledger is right over here. Let me post that up for everyone. That's beautiful, Vern. Really looking forward to that. Listen, as far as a live training session for conquering the markets, let me just pull up the calendar real quick and let me know what's going through my head. What I'm thinking is why the outside possibility exists. I'll update you through email and a telegram of this Wednesday. Most likely what we're going to do is the 29th. We're going to have a live training session on Tuesday, conquering the markets. Positive vibes for everyone. Thank you. Any recommended reading? There's so much out there. I'm personally I like learning from podcasts and videos. And there's so many good ones out there. As far as recommended reading, I don't know. Thank you, Mark. I'm so glad to put this session in though, because it was. I didn't realize the markets were going to be teeing off as they were, and just get that important look at clarity. But I really just wanted to kind of huddle up with you all and wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a blessed New Year. I'm so excited for 2021. I'm glad we got that whatever community guidelines strike, because I'm still going to. Oh no, yeah. So I'm really going to be seeing about putting together any type of alternative, right? That's what being a trader teaches you, being really risk adverse, always protecting and looking at the downside on the trouble. And no matter what, I'll find a way to be there with you all for sure. S&P drop. I said, listen, don't be surprised if you see the S&P 500 close below that support early on in the session, right? Across the board, we're in a tug of war right now. Being an observer right now is the best position to be. All right, everyone. Thank you. May God bless you. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for all you offer. Thank you for your support. Thank you for making me a better person. right, everybody. May God bless you. Again, thank you. I'll see you soon. I wish you all a happy new year, and I'll talk to you soon.